And we welcome you back, everybody, to the Park City Marriott. It's day number 2 of the 2015 Big Sky Media Kickoff. I'm John Oglesby, Media Relations Director over football in the Big Sky Conference. We're joined by the head coach of Weber State, Jay Hill. Jay, thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Yeah, John, thank you for having us.
Well, the first thing I want to ask, this is obviously your second year now as a head coach in this league. Describe the difference you have in emotions, say, from last year at this time.
Well, I think last year where it was all kind of new, I was coming into a new conference, new coaches. I didn't quite know the expectations. I didn't know what to expect as far as talent level from each team. That we know now. Every team is solid. Every team can get you week in and week out. And there's definitely 4 or 5 elite teams at the top of the conference that everyone's chasing.
You know, after spring ball, there appeared to be, at the end of fall too, there seemed a lot of momentum out there in the program. At the end of spring ball, it seemed like there was a lot of momentum with the program. Did you feel that as a coaching staff? Absolutely.
We battled through a tough start of last season, and towards the end of the season, I started seeing a confidence that was growing. I started seeing a team that was more resilient and tougher and able to pull out some games at the end of the year. And then through spring ball, I think they just continued to build on that. So the future at Weber State is bright, and the players, there's good enough players in the area that we're recruiting from that, I really believe we can take Weber State to one of those elite teams in this conference.
It was interesting. You lost your defensive coordinator, Justin Enna, to the University of Utah. He's a linebackers coach there now. Had to kind of shuffle some things around on the defensive side of the ball. Has that changed at all, how you're going to conduct games as a head coach? I mean, you'll be more involved with the defensive side?
Yeah, I was very heavily involved last year with the defense. Had given Justin and the defensive staff the freedom that they needed and wanted to be able to run things their way. This year I might be a little bit more involved as I watch my young defensive staff continue to develop. But, I want those guys to step up and to be able to call the defense and run things the way they want to do it. So, where there's going to be some changes, I don't see it being drastic from what we were doing last year.
What are you most excited about for this upcoming fall?
The opportunity to get in and to have one of those great seasons that I know we can have at Weber State. I'm excited about certain position groups right now that I know are good enough to win with. I think we have a very good secondary and a very good linebacking core. We need some D linemen to step up, but there's some players in that group that they could be an elite group as well. And from last year's team, we got the big majority of our offensive skill players back. And they were young last year. I expect those guys to just continue to get better and better and better.
It's interesting. You'll start the season at Oregon State, where your former boss at the University of Utah, Gary Anderson, is now the head coach. What's it going to be like to work not only against Gary, but also Kalani Sitake, who's the new D coordinator there, who you also worked with at Utah?
Well, Coach Anderson's got 5 or 6 assistants that I've worked with as assistant coaches, and we got close with, and I know those guys, and they know me, and it's fun in the coaching world to get to play against those guys or to get to see them at coaching conventions, and in a way, it's going to be kind of a reunion to get up there and see those guys. But once the ball's kicked off, it's football, and our team's trying to execute our plays, their team's trying to execute theirs, and I expect it to be an extremely energetic and physical game.
So, giving each head coach a chance to answer this question, I want to do the same for you. What's your message out to the Wildcat Nation fan base as you get ready for the start of this season?
Well, stick with us because the future's bright, and we're going to turn this thing into something that the fans can be very proud of. If we get them out every game like we had at North Dakota State, we're going to be very hard to beat because the atmosphere of that particular game was electric. It was so fun and exciting, and if we have that kind of home field advantage, we're going to be hard to beat.
All right, that's the head coach of Weber State, Jay Hill. Coach, good luck this upcoming season.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment as we continue live coverage of Day 2 of the 2015 Big Sky Media Kickoff.